Welcome, dear viewers, to Secrets Behind the Stars, your doorway into the glittering, bewildering universe of famous hearts and the truths they try so hard to keep quiet. Tonight, we trace a night that was supposed to be about cinema and celebration but became a turning point no one could have scripted. Before we step into this storm of love, pride, and quiet wounds, like this video, subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars, and tap join to support our growing family. This is the tale that pulled the spotlight away from trophies and red carpets and aimed it straight at the vulnerability that fame can't conceal. The Rome Film Festival glowed like a sky of diamonds. Cameras popped like fireworks. Stylists flitted like birds across the velvet corridors. And again, one name drifted through the murmur of reporters and fans, Barış Baktaş. But for once, it wasn't just his rising star or effortless charm turning heads. It was something softer and far more dangerous, the ache hidden behind his smile. He arrived hand in hand with the luminous Yağmur Yüksel. Her sapphire dress moved like water under the lights, her posture collected and queenly. Yet the closeness of her fingers around his told a different story, steady but braced, like a dancer poised for a misstep that might never come and yet somehow always could. They stepped before the press, the collage of flashes painting them in silver. Italy's new dream pair, someone called from behind a barricade, and it wasn't hard to see why. Together, they looked seamless. Together, they looked invincible. Fate, however, has a taste for irony. It waited politely until the laughter swelled, then pushed one question into the space where certainty used to be. A journalist cleared his throat and asked, so casually the words almost floated away, about a woman from Barış's past, a former co-star who had recently shown at Cannes. It was a simple query on paper, the sort of light compliment that fills red carpet gaps. But Barış hesitated. The hum around them fell an inch lower, as if even the lights were listening. Then he answered, tender but unsteady, "She is truly an extraordinary woman. I admire her work and her discipline. I believe she could conquer Hollywood." He didn't say anything scandalous. Nothing in his sentence would stain a headline on its own. Yet his gaze betrayed something raw, a glint of memory like a sudden shadow across the moon. For most people, it was an elegant professional nod. For one person, the one at his side, it was the bell that tolled for the life they were carefully building. Witnesses swear the storm gathered the moment they left the carpet. Behind a curtain and a corridor of mirrors, away from the chants and shutters, the glamorous hush cracked. Yağmur's smile disappeared. The famous poise that made stylists swoon flattened into disbelief. "You embarrassed me," she said, the words clean and sharp, edged with more sorrow than anger. "What do you mean she's still special?" Barış's reply came low, controlled, almost pleading. "You misunderstood me. It was professional." He reached for calm as if it might mend everything. But some glass, once fractured, refuses to hold. Her bag slipped from her shoulder and thudded against the marble. She blinked hard, pulling back tears that did not ask for permission. With a voice that trembled yet refused to break, she delivered the line no one wants to say when the world is watching: "Live in the past if you want, Barış. I won't be a footnote in your story." Then the woman in liquid sapphire walked straight into the glittering crowd and vanished like a star swallowed by daylight. By morning, Rome's quiet had been replaced by the roar of a million opinions. The first voice to pierce it belonged to her. On Instagram, Yağmur wrote, "Respect is everything. If admiration for the past speaks louder than loyalty to the present, the relationship is already over. I stayed silent before, but I won't stay silent anymore." It took precisely 7 minutes for the post to sweep across timelines. Comment threads became trenches. Some hailed her resolve. Others questioned her timing. Many simply watched, thirsty and sympathetic in equal measure, as two public lives unraveled in real time. And what of him? For days, the man who had learned to remain graceful under the brightest lights chose their opposite. He didn't speak. He didn't pose. Paparazzi found him anyway, a solitary figure crossing Rome's damp mornings, hands tucked into his coat, head down as if listening to something beyond sirens and gossip. When they called his name and tossed questions like confetti, he offered only this: sometimes silence is the best answer. It didn't sound like a defense. It sounded like a confession. Then, without warning, he posted a photograph. Black and white. A silhouette in mist. The caption, "Some things can't be explained, they must be felt." Within minutes, hearts poured in by the hundreds of thousands. To many, it looked like an apology written in fog. To others, a coded nod toward the past he had praised. Either way, his silence had learned a new language, suggestion as shelter, mystery as balm. Before we press forward, a gentle reminder: if love, fame, and fragile hearts keep you leaning closer, subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars and support us by hitting join. Your encouragement lets us bring you the stories beating just behind the curtain. As Italy hummed with theories, Turkey listened for a single voice. From far away, a photo materialized on another account, somewhere on a coastline where the sky meets a restless blue. A woman's hand cradled a coffee cup. The caption read, "Some pasts are remembered only with a smile." Nothing more. No tags. No clarifications. Yet the words cut through continents. Italian outlets called it graceful. Turkish columns declared the past had spoken again. Fans took out metaphorical magnifying glasses and sifted through punctuation as if every comma concealed a key to an unfinished love story. Was that caption nostalgia? Closure? A peace treaty? Or a delicate reminder that certain flames become light sources long after they stop burning? Days later, the woman in the sapphire dress sat in a television studio, no longer fiery, but composed like someone who had finally stopped running. When asked if she still loved him, Yağmur did not dodge. She breathed, then answered, "Yes. I still love him. But sometimes love is not enough." If a woman forgets to respect herself, love becomes a cell without a door. The room hushed. Her voice shook for a heartbeat, then steadied. What spoke now was not spite. It was a boundary. And across 2 countries, people felt the quiet bravery of a woman choosing her dignity even when her heart protested. Fate, fond of poetry, arranged an interlude no agent could have planned. He was in Rome, trailing jungle dust and salt air for a lavish series, and she, no, not Yağmur, the woman from the caption, worked on a sleek international project not far away. Italy bloomed with rumors the way bougainvillea climbs over stone. "Same hotel," someone whispered. "I saw them near the elevator," someone else claimed, voice lowered as if rumor were a sacred right. The city, ever generous to lovers and liars alike, let the gossip breathe. Could old warmth reignite? Or was the universe simply indulging in the suggestion of an alternate ending? Then came one more post from the woman who had refused to shrink. This time, her words hovered over a pale background, no glitter, no theatrics. Losing a woman can mean failing to make peace with your own past. He loves his past, not me. I won't live in that museum. Those lines hit like the crack from a bridge you know you must cross only once. Soon after, Barış cleared his social media, wiping years into a single, stark image, a black square. One word beneath it. Restart. It felt ceremonial, like a curtain dropping at the end of a season that left audiences raw, hopeful, uncertain. Still, in the corners of the internet where fans turn memories into campfires, embers refuse to die. "This won't be the end," some wrote. True love doesn't vanish. It changes its shape. Months passed in public time, premieres, photo shoots, rehearsals, and in private time, which is measured by the distance between sleepless nights and the first morning you forget to check your phone. And even now, the memory of that Roman evening lingers like perfume that clings to an empty dress. 2 hearts, and a ghost neither fully invited nor fully banished. Barış, restrained yet eloquent without words. Yağmur, hurt but resolute, a woman building her spine and her smile from the same material. The unnamed past, present like a shadow crossed by headlights, there, gone, there again. Together, they have molded a story bigger than the tabloids that first fed on it. It's a modern parable about how love bends under the weight of memory and how pride can be both shield and sword. It's a reminder that success on a red carpet does not guarantee success in the private theater where two people negotiate tenderness and truth. If you listen closely, this is what remains once the flashbulbs fade: ambition meeting vulnerability and discovering they were never meant to be enemies, desire and discipline trying to share a room, a woman deciding she will not be edited, and a man learning that silence says more than applause ever could. Perhaps, buried in all of this, there is mercy, the recognition that some chapters are not meant to be rewritten, only read with gratitude for the lessons they pressed into our palms. So we step back from the glitter and the guesses, from hotel whispers and caption wars, and we arrive at a single undeniable thing: some stories do not end, they echo. They echo in the way he glances into a lens and chooses a softer smile. They echo in the way she lifts her chin, learning how to glow without burning. They echo in the way a city like Rome can turn any doorframe into a threshold and any goodbye into a legend. Thank you for watching and walking through this with us at Secrets Behind the Stars. If this journey moved you, like the video and tell us what you think below. Do you believe Barış and Yağmur still carry unfinished feelings that time will gently reshape, or was Yağmur right to step out before the silence became a cage? Don't forget to subscribe and join our community for exclusive updates and deeper dives into the lives where fame meets heartache and second chances meet stubborn truth. Until next time, this is Secrets Behind the Stars, where every story hides a heartbeat, and some heartbeats learn to sing again.